There you're looking at that split screen. The field general is John Madden on your left, and way above looking down a thoroughly frustrated Al Davis, who said there was no reason in the world why we didn't make the playoffs, but they didn't. Tarkinen going to Rashad, and Rashad is brought down at the 31-yard line by Monty Jackson. The Vikings, of course, are playing with house money right now anyway, because the Rams are beating Green Bay, and suddenly it is not a must-win situation at all for the Vikings. And it's just as well, because they're down 24-6 with 14:34 left in the game.
But they're driving, Vinny.
Yeah. First and 10 on the Raider 31. Tarkinen starting to scramble and then throws to Ahmad Rashad at the 20, 15, 10-yard line. Rashad coming back to take it away from a crowd.
Heck of a play by Tarkington and Rashad. Tarkington was rushed. He stepped up in the cup, spotted Rashad. Rashad came back for the ball and then turned upfield.
And right now, Coach, the Vikings are not worried about what's happening in L.A. They have something to prove on this field.
This has been a great job by Tarkington on this drive so far.
First down at the 10. Robert Miller is hit, and down he goes. Rod Martin again making the hit, number 53. We were talking moments ago about that game down south, and the Rams leading Green Bay handily 21-7 in the fourth. So from the looks of things, Philadelphia will win a wild card. Green Bay will fall out of the playoffs. Minnesota, even though they lose, will win the division.
There's Foreman in there now.
Second and goal from the 9. Tarkinen to Ricky Young, and Young is to the 5-yard line. Cutting and goes in.
Ricky.
Touchdown, Ricky Young.
Little action.
Well, Ricky Young, that is the 5th touchdown he has scored passing this year. He has one running.
This is the same play that Tarkington used early in the first quarter, going the opposite way, getting the flood going, that we're turning back, hitting Ricky Young, makes a good inside move, follows his interference, and makes the move as if he's going to the outside, stops on the wet ground, and pulls it on in because the defense cannot stop on the wet field.
Dan Meyer missed his other point after, but not this time. So he's 35 out of 36 for the year, and it's Oakland 24, Minnesota 13.
This Christmas card was sent to you by the people at Miller High Life. Merry Christmas.
Wherever you may roam, you'll find this near your home.
Oh, hi, it's me again, hosting and tasting more posters. This time it's for the first annual Delco battery sale. AC Delco is making it possible for you to buy a Freedom battery at a special sale price.
Thanks, Delco.
Wherever you see this poster, look for it in your neighborhood for a great price on a battery you can trust. Thanks, Delco. Well, you'll be saying thanks, Delco, too.
It is 24-13 in favor of the Raiders. The Vikings just scoring on a 9-yard pass from Fran Tarkinen to Ricky Young. Arthur Whittington along with Joe Stewart deep, and Rick Danmeyer kicking off for Minnesota. We have 13 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the game. Danmeyer kicking it over to the right side. Stewart will watch it go out of bounds, so they'll have to re-kick from the 30-yard line. Well, there's a lot of importance down south. For a report on the Green Bay-Los Angeles game, let's go to Lindsey Nelson, Paul Horning in Los Angeles.
Chester Marco kicking off. Taken by Jim Jodak. He's out to the 9-yard line and never got to the 10 as he was swarmed by the Green Bay Packers. welcome to the fans that have just joined us here in Los Angeles. Los Angeles Rams are in white. The Green Bay Packers are in green. Scores now, Los Angeles 21, Green Bay 14.
And Lindsey, this is the touchdown for you fans that have just joined us that put the Green Bay Packers back in the game. Screen right, Turdell Middleton. The Packers were trailing by 14 points at this point. Watch the block. Larry McCarron knocks Bill Simpson to the outside, and Turdell Middleton goes in for his second score of the afternoon.
Now the Rams have the ball, first and 10, just short of the 10-yard line. Pat Hayden is the quarterback. Gives it off to his tailback, Colin Bryant. Teared it out, and we have 11 minutes, 11 seconds left to play. And now let's go back to Oakland. Vin Scully, George Allen, and Jim Brown.
Joe Stewart, a rookie out of Missouri and a fourth-round draft choice for the Raiders, took Dan Meyer's short kick on the 15-yard line, and what a return by young Joe Stewart.
And Vinny, it's an example where a penalty forced you to kick 5 yards back and then getting a short kick, what that can do.
It was a 56-yard return by Joe Stewart, the kid out of Missouri, breaking tackles down the near sideline. And so the Raiders take over first and 10 on the Viking 30-yard line. David Humm giving to Arthur Whittington, and Whittington dives to the 26-yard line. So Minnesota, no sooner do they score than here come the Raiders after him again on that return by Stewart. There were 9,956 no-shows in Oakland today because of the rain. So over 44,000 in the park. From the 26-yard line, the Raiders have David Humm at the control. Second man is Arthur Whittington. Flag on the play. Randy Holloway made the tackle at the 25. And there is an instance of what John Madden was talking about before the game, holding on running plays. And 76% of the time this year, that penalty has been called holding on a running play.
Well, we never used to think in terms of holding on a running play. If that were called, you'd say, how could he be holding on a running play? See?
All the rules that have been made to help
55.
the offense
is added more penalties, Jim, and slowed the game down.
slow the ball game down.
So the ball spotted on the Viking 36-yard line after the big return by Stewart. Second down and 16. And Humm, with a lot of time, finally sees Whittington at the 30, and he slips and then drives forward to 27. Boy, David Humm with all kinds of time standing back there just waiting for somebody to get loose.
That's what the passer loves, that type of protection. Of course, Oakland's always had great protection.
An example of that is that Stabler has had no yards rushing this year. If they didn't have that kind of an offensive line, he would have to run sometimes. And there he is.
Kenny Stabler looking on. The Raiders have it 3rd and 7 on the Viking 28-yard line, and the Raiders lead 24-13 with 11:25 left in the game. Humm looking at Banaszak and then throws it too low. Pete Banaszak was open, and Bobby Bryant came up to hit him. Banaszak played in 120 straight games. He scored 2 touchdowns in Super Bowl 11 against Minnesota. And I guess in 1975, that was his finest year when he tied O.J. Simpson with 16 touchdowns. And as we mentioned earlier, it has been rumored that Banaszak will call it a career after this game today. Bud Grant. I would guess somebody has told Bud Grant that the Packers are losing, wouldn't you, George?
He knows that, yeah, I'm sure. There's usually someone on the sideline that keeps you up to date.
Humm will hold on the 35. 45-yard field goal attempt by Arrow. Man is good.
Well, that makes him feel good because he missed a chip shot last week against Miami, and he got a lot of criticism.
Well, we'll return to Oakland after this word from your local station.
Tuesday, the millionaire returns.
This
is a cashier's check for $1 million, tax-free.
The all-new Millionaire on the CBS Tuesday night movie.
This is CBS.
Sunday in a one-hour special, All in the Family. The Bunkers go to California for Christmas, but the heat outside can't match the heat between Gloria and Michael.
Sooner or later, they're gonna find out that we're separated.
I've been seeing another man.
It's a Christmas of surprises in the special All in the Family. Sunday at 8/7 Central and Mountain.
Ray Guy following a 45-yard field goal by Errol Mann that sees the Raiders lead 27-13. Guy kicking off to the Vikings. Deep in the middle and chasing it is Kevin Miller. Bobbles it, picked up by Robert Miller at the 10 to the 15. And Robert Miller disappears in a pile at the 20-yard line. So Kevin couldn't hold it, Robert did. And the Vikings will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. A reminder, the CBS Sports Spectacular, a touch football game that will bring back the players from the 1958 NFL Championship, Giants and Colts, next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There's some great names in football, and you'll see them again playing touch football, along with World Cup skiing and the world's strongest men. 1st and 10 for Tarkinen on his 20. A little lob to Bob Tucker, the tight end. He's to the 20. And goes out of bounds just shy at the 25-yard line. Yeah. So he'll pick up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Charlie Phillips ran him out of bounds.
Well, I tell you, Coach, I think that had a little more potential than Tucker got out of it.
Yeah, see, if he turned upfield, he'd have had more yards.
Yes,
he probably had a 1st down.
But he's not a running back, so, you know, he's supposed to catch it first.
2nd and 5 for the Vikings on their own 25-yard line. Rashad is left, White right. Foreman staying in the block. Now they set up a screen for Foreman. He's to the 30 and going out of bounds at the 33-yard line before Willie Brown can pop him. Number 24, Willie Brown, 16-year veteran of 204 pro games.
That's something you don't see very much. 2 consecutive screens. It's good generalship on Tarkenen's part. 1 to the right, 1 to the left. 2 consecutive screens. Picked up a 1st down.
And you're talking about Willie Brown, but he's been a great one over the years.
You know, he made his first American Football League interception 15 years ago this week. 1st and 10. And Tarkinen going over the middle to Ricky Young, and he got away from Martin. And he gets across the 40 where Monty Johnson brings it down at the 41. That's the first time today that Rod Martin was slickered, and it was Ricky Young who did it.
Ricky Young has actually been playing good today. He's really playing heads-up football, because if you watch him, he's making some good moves. He wants to break one because he knows that they have to get points. So watch this. He goes back. Now he's going to try to sprint out, but he sees that there's not too much out there, so he tries to turn it upfield.
It'll be 2nd and 2 for the Vikings on their own 41-yard line. Straight ahead, Robert Miller, and he sees daylight, and he's tripped up at the Raider 46-yard line. He was following Sammy White, and Charlie Phillips finally upends him.
Talking about Sammy White and Charlie Phillips. Watch this hole. Beautiful. You don't have to have a lot of ability to go through a hole like that.
Charlie Phillips fighting Sammy White's block, able to bring him down at the 46.
Matusik charged too deep and took himself out. He didn't have to trap him on the play.
1st and 10, Vikings on the Raider 46. Tarkinen over the middle, juggled and caught by Ricky Young at the 35-yard line. He's down at the 34. That'll be enough for a 1st down, and a great reception by Ricky Young.
Well, you can see why he's the leading receiver in the league. Tarkinen goes to him, has a lot of confidence in him. You know, if Tucker, Vinny, catches 6 passes today, the Vikings will have 5 players with 50 or more. No team in history has ever done that.
Tucker has completed 2 And for Tarkenton, he has completed 11 in a row now, so he's really on a roll. Francis looking, still looking. Finally going deep.
What a kick.
No good.
Almost.
Ahmad Rashad fighting Willie Brown, and he couldn't hold on to it.
Tarkenton had a week to throw in this one, Jim. Look at that.
Yes, he did, Coach. A lot of time.
All over the place. And he hit the right guy. Rashad was open. Played the ball real nice. Lost it coming down, and Willie Brown went for the ball. Smart football on Willie Brown's
Watch
part.
what happens to Otis Sistrunk. First, Mick Tingelhoff meets him head on, and he gets around Tingelhoff by pushing him away, slipping and going inside. Then he is promptly double-teamed as Frank Meyer gave him a lick. And finally, Otis just turns to see the pass incomplete. Robert Miller across the 25-yard line. Goes down at the 23 at the feet of Jack Tatum.
Well, as an old broken-down ex-running back, I love the line play of the Vikings right now. They're really blasting out. They're opening up good holes.
And Tarkenton's mixing his calls real well. This drive has had the only real semblance of a running game we've seen today.
Yes, the pass is now setting up the run.
So now the Raiders have to respect the run a little bit.
And as they measure for the first down, and you see that they are going to make it, we have 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. 27-13 in favor of the Raiders. Robert Miller hurt his left leg on that last play. It could be an ankle, so timeout. You look at Fran Tarkenton's numbers. 23 for 30, 227 yards, 4 interceptions. He paid the price of that early 21-0 Oakland lead, and he has reached for 2 touchdowns. Robert Miller hurting his ankle, I believe, as he tried to cut. He twisted it on the wet going.
That's their second serious injury today, Vinny.
Yes, with Robert Miller going out, and Nate Wright suffered a broken right arm early in the game.
While we got the chance, we got a report that Darryl Stingley's coming along, improving. That's good news,
that's
Jim.
Great, Coach. I know how you feel about it.
Yeah, he's a tremendous person, has a wonderful family, and we want to send him our best wishes.
1st and 10 on the Raider 24. White goes right, Rashad left, Tucker going to the right side. Ricky Young and Chuck Foreman. Play action fake to Foreman. Tarkenton down to Rashad. To the 5, touchdown, Ahmad Rashad.
I'll tell you, Vinny, Tarkenton's been hot these last 2 drives.
He had 11 straight, then had 1 broken up, and he comes right back with a winner.
Play action looking strong, comes back against the grain. Rashad puts a nice move and scores.
What he did, Coach, was he established the pass, forgetting about the run, and then after he established the pass, he used the run sparingly to help him use the pass.
They got to get this extra point. They're back in the ball game.
Rick Danmeyer, who missed his first point, the only miss he's had all year, kicks it up. It is good. And so, with 8 minutes and 4 seconds left in the game, the Oakland Raiders 27, the Minnesota Vikings 20, and make a noise.
Polaroid's one step, simplest camera in the world. You don't even worry about batteries.
Lifetime batteries?
No, they don't put a battery in it.
It doesn't need one.
Of course it needs one.
So far, your camera won't work.
The battery's built into the film pack. You get fresh power every time you load. Only Polaroid has it. You get this brilliant color in minutes.
Pretty, but I don't see a battery.
It's not in the film, it's in the film pack.
I don't think you know where it is.
Get a one step.
For those parents who realize that $600 isn't too much to spend to expand their child's world, Radio Shack has the perfect gift. TRS-80 computer, the most significant investment a parent can make. Programs for your child's education or your business, finance, and home use. Let your children discover tomorrow's technology today. The TRS-80, the biggest name in little computers. Only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
Rick Danmeyer signaling he's ready. It is 27-20 in favor of Oakland, and they're loading up the left side on the onside kick. It is fielded by Pete Banaszak, and Banaszak falls on it on his own.
With 8 minutes?
On the 46-yard line, the Vikings tried an onside kick.
With 8 minutes.
That's a big gamble.
And with Banaszak up close, they had a man who can handle a football. There it is, and Pete just fell on it.
They were ready for it. Now they've got great field position.
So from the 47-yard line of the Vikings, it's 1st and 10 Raiders. Bradshaw and Branch in a slot left. Whittington and Van Eegen behind David Hunt. Van Eegen inside the 40.
You know, that's what the Raiders have done in the past. You gang up, you anticipate that strong running game to their left. They come back against the grain and you pick up big yardage.
Well, it's set up very well for that, Coach.
He picked up 9, so it is 2nd and 1. The people who came dressed for the rain, the storm has come and gone. 44,000 here with over almost 10,000 no-shows. Van Eegen again driving to the 35, and because of his own effort, he picks up the 1st down. Mark Van Eegen, a remarkable ball player, 5 years out of Colgate. 3rd-round draft choice in 74, over 4,000 yards in his career, led the AFC in rushing. He had an Oakland record last year with 1,273 yards. He's had over 1,000 3 times, including this year. Look at those numbers, 24 for 87. He just refuses to go down, not until he gets his 1st down. 1st and 10 on the 34, Van Eegen again. Now, fellas, after that effort by Van Eegen, why in the world would they give him the ball right away? He didn't have a chance to catch his breath.
We were talking about that, Vin. He's a durable back. He's an underrated back.
That's a good, I want to really get this point. And you see, sometimes, your point is very good, Vinny, but as a player, a lot of times you run better when you're tired. Now, I don't know why, but you forget about all outside interests.
Maybe he wants 100 yards,
And
too.
you want to give the ball to your most reliable back.
2nd and 9 from the 33. Whittington on a wing, and they give it to Whittington following Upshaw. And he goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line with Blair and McNeil with him. Upshaw pulling, and John Turner came up to accept the block from Upshaw to kind of strip the carrier of the block. Watch Turner, number 27. Look at that. He has to take Upshaw right there. So he brought down that blocker, and then Hannon, Blair, McNeil ride him out of bounds.
That was a might as well.
Oh, and Turner walks away shaking his head. John Turner, by the way, a rookie out of Miami and a 2nd-round draft choice for the Vikings this year. 3rd and 1 from the 24. Van Eegen, and he has himself a 1st down.
Well, they tell you where they're going, and that's where they're going. They don't change.
You know something, Vinny, that's very interesting. The Raiders are responding right now, but I am suspicious of the fact that Stable's not playing in the 2nd half. I don't think that he's really seriously hurt. I think that they want to arrest him because he did his job in the 1st half.
Could very well be David Humm getting some playing time, and the crowd reacts because a longtime favorite here is back in the game. Fred Biletnikoff, 14 years out of Florida State, and this could be his last game in a Raider uniform as Kenny Stabler looks on. Biletnikoff goes wide right, Bradshaw left. Casper is on the right side. They flip out to Whittington, trying to set up a screen for the little back. But boy, does he pay a price. Fred McNeil, number 54, over to drill him.
And Holloway.
Randy Holloway.
Holloway took the correct angle and really put the wood to him. Watch Holloway come over here. 75.
Great hit.
Right there.
Yeah, McNeil hit him right back into Holloway, which is a double concussion.
Well, there's one thing. The Vikings came out in the 2nd half at least ready to play physical football.
Yeah, they played good ball in the 2nd half.
2nd and 9 on the Viking 22. Bradshaw in a slot right inside Biletnikoff. Bradshaw to Van Eegen, who slips and then drives and picks up a couple as he dropped at the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 7. There's Fred Biletnikoff, 35 years old, 14 years. Biletnikoff scored a touchdown today on a 13-yard pass from Stabler. He has caught 2 touchdown passes this year, and the crowd would give anything to see him score another. 3rd and 7 from the 20. David Hum is going to be swallowed up by Matt Blair and Jeff Seaman. And for Matt Blair, he finally broke through to get his man. And for Blair, that would be his 4th sack. Mark Mullaney leads the Vikings in sacks with 8.
Well, I made that point about Stabler, so that leads me to this point, Vinny and Coach. The Vikings are showing character now because they could have been blown out of this football game.
Yes, they are. That was a good call defensively. They dogged them, and they got a sack and took them out of field goal range.
Well, Ray Guy is in there to punt. Kevin Miller is deep to receive, but the Raiders, no doubt, would like to have Guy sharpshoot one out inside the 5. Guy standing on his 45. This great punter. The first punt he ever kicked for Oakland, and remember, he's the only first-round draft choice punter. The first punt he ever kicked, he shanked it. And then everybody said, wait a minute, what have they done? So the next one he punted went 65 yards, and they said, okay, welcome to the club.
He hasn't shanked many.
No, indeed.
That extra 5 yards.
Game, offense, number 8.
The extra 5 yards does 2 things. It uses up some time on the clock, and it gives him a better kicking angle.
For Bud Grant and the Vikings, 3 minutes and 23 seconds left in the game. 27-20 Raiders. Guy standing at the 50. Van Egan is back there to block for him. McNeil will be coming in hard from the left side. So comes Holloway, but there's a whistle on the play. Randy Holloway trying to get in there at the punter.
The Vikings just...
And it's against Oakland, so someone drew Holloway offside. Holloway, by the way, has blocked a field goal and a point after this year. So we'll keep an eye on that 75.
Center, number 66, 4th down.
Vikings can't get through, and Guy tries to hang it, and all Kevin Miller can do is watch it go into the end zone. So it's a touchback, and they'll bring it out to the Viking 20-yard line. Minnesota trailing by 7. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game.
Ford introduces a new wagon for the American road. The all-new LTD Country Squire for $79. A new wagon with more driver convenience, more handling ease, more window area, and more passenger room than last year's Country Squire.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
The all-new Ford LTD Country Squire for $79. See it at your Ford dealer now.
Used to be when I had a job to do around the house, it was one-on-one. Me against the house. And since the house was much bigger, I usually lost. Well, I've just changed all that with my new Black & Decker Workmate. It'll hold just about anything I want to work on, from a door to a pipe to a 200-pound dresser. In fact, my Workmate is so good at helping me work, I'm giving it Sunday off.
Workmate's available from about $45. See the best in boxing every week on the new look CBS Sports Spectacular starting January 6th. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
3:15 left in the game. The Vikings are down 27-20. Minnesota in possession, 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. They were down 21-0 at the end of the first quarter, and they're making a game of it now. Sammy White wide right, Tucker in a slot, Foreman on a wing, and Rashad is left. Tarkin is cranking up and going deep to Foreman, broken up and almost intercepted by Charlie Phillips. Phillips, 4 years out of USC, got his hand on the pass, but couldn't one-hand it.
Actually, Foreman was open on that.
Yeah,
Coach.
Foreman was open. They actually, Foreman didn't expect the ball, and then Tarkenton saw him open and didn't adjust to it. It was a teamwork
2nd and 10 on the Viking 20. McCoy chasing him, but Tarkenton throws. What a catch by Robert Miller. Miller, who did not get out of bounds. Remember, he left with the bad leg, and he comes back to make a circus catch.
And a great play by Fran Tarkenton.
But the clock is running down. He was unable to get out of bounds as he was dropped at the Viking 49.
The quick feet of Tarkenton, the great hands of Miller.
1st and 10 on the Viking 49. Rashad is left, White is right. Tucker is on the right side. Robert Miller.
You know, Tarkenton is also one of the best 2-minute quarterbacks in the business, so he has a lot of time.
Yeah, they each have 3 timeouts, too.
And he has good field position now.
On the Raider 47-yard line. Second down with 2 minutes and 2 seconds to the end of the game. Tarkenton chased by Toomey, but Toomey missed him. Now he fires all the way down the left side. It is intercepted by Hayes. And Hayes is to the 25, 30, 35, and upended at the 35-yard line. For Bud Grant, he sees Francis Tarkenton throw his 5th interception, and with 1:43 left, it's 27-20 Oakland.
We could tell you that Pioneer's PL518 probably offers today's best value in a direct drive turntable. We could tell you its tone arm rides on 10 times the conventional number of ball bearings for smoother tracking, or that its direct drive motor all but eliminates wow and flutter. But nothing we tell you will be as convincing as this. Pioneer, we bring it back alive.
Hawaii has many faces, all calling to you. Come, paddle my quiet lagoons, discover my miles of endless beach.
Come walk across my volcanoes, explore my mysterious caverns, come play in my tropical wonderland.
Come, fly my airline to Hawaii. United, we built the largest airline in the free world.
Round you, my friend, fly the friendly skies.
Tarkenton did a good job avoiding.
You're looking at the Rams score with Green Bay 21-14. The Rams have the ball. There's 1 minute and 28 seconds left in that game. So it looks like Green Bay will lose and fall out of the playoff picture, and Philadelphia will play Atlanta in the wild card game. 1st and 10 as Van Egan is stacked up at the 35-yard line. 7 turnovers, 5 interceptions for Francis Tarkenton.
You can't win with 5, Vanny. Very seldom can you win with 5.
When you need to rent a truck for company business or yourself, call Hertz and rent the exact truck you need at a price that can save you money. Hertz has been adding even more new trucks, and that means more reliable trucks, from Econoline vans up to giant tractors. You name it, Hertz rents it. And if you're moving, do it yourself with the easy-to-drive Hertz truck and save. So when you need a Ford or other reliable truck, make Hertz your #1 call. There's a location near you.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Merry Christmas.
The beer will pour.
Second, you guys, where do you think you're going? Merry Christmas.
So tonight, let it be low and brown.
It's been a good year. It sure has.
Tonight.
Here's to good
let
friends.
Let it be low and brown.
The Raiders leaving 27-20, and as you can see, Oakland with 3 timeouts and the Vikings 2. 2nd and 10 from the 35, and Banaszak is across the 35, and Blair drags him down at the 38-yard line.
Well, what Minnesota's strategy is everybody up, play every play as a run, use your timeouts.
The Raiders 27 and the Minnesota Vikings 20. 1:30 left in the game.
Kathy, what are you doing in the dark?
Waiting for Santa.
Ho, ho, ho.
I wonder what he'll bring me.
Well, have you been a good little girl?
Person. Good little person.
Hey, person. Merry Christmas.
Oh, I was dreaming.
Make a dream come true this Christmas from Christmas Dreams Diamond Collection 79.
It's time to fall in love again with a beautiful new breed of Mustangs from Ford. Mustang 2-door with its striking new aerodynamic line. Mustang 3-door with dramatic sports car styling and the spirit to take you where you want to go. And Mustang Ghia with the proud look and elegance of a thoroughbred. The beautiful new breed of Mustangs for $79. Capture one for yourself and fall in love again at your Ford dealer now.
A report from Los Angeles. Frank Corral just kicked a 25-yard field goal. The Rams lead 24-14. 1 minute and 3 seconds left in that game. 3rd and 7. David Hum on a sneak. Going to be dragged down from behind and falls forward.
Did not make it.
There's a minute and 23 left, and the Vikings have 1 timeout left.
Now they got to go for the block kick. That was a good call by the Raiders. Everybody's bunched up.
By the way, we talked about Tarkenton throwing 5 interceptions today. He's 25 for 34 for 280 yards and 3 touchdowns. But the 5 interceptions have just torn him apart. Plus 2 fumble recoveries. So the Vikings have suffered 7 turnovers today, and that's just too many, especially against a team of the caliber of the Oakland Raiders. A reminder, with Green Bay about ready to lose in Los Angeles, that would mean the Philadelphia Eagles have won a wild card berth. Philadelphia would then play in Atlanta on the 24th. The pregame show would hit the air at noon Eastern time, and the game would get underway at 12:30 Eastern time. Philadelphia at Atlanta, barring a miracle for Green Bay in the Coliseum with only a minute left. Ray Guy with no safety man. All the Vikes are coming, and he'll kick it to the open field. And it hits on the 15 and at the 10, and it gets inside the 10. The Vikings scrambling for it. Down at the bottom is Wally Hilgenberg. And they will spot it at the Viking 13-yard line. So with a minute and 13 seconds left in the game, Tarkenton has to move it from his 13-yard line. The Vikings gambled, and particularly today, if you remember, with 8 minutes left in the game, the Vikings had scored and tried the onside kick, and that backfired.
Even if I was a coach, I would always have one man back. I got that information from my silent partner here.
Tarkenton looking for a receiver. He's got Ricky Young at the 20. Young to the 25, and down he goes at the 26-yard line, and the clock keeps running. Remember, Minnesota does not have any more timeouts left. So a quick huddle from the 26-yard line. First down. Tarkenton still looking left. Toomey is charging him. McCoy is chasing him. He's in the end zone, but he got away from Toomey. Throws on the run and off Rashad's hand. Out of bounds. Stops the clock with 42 seconds.
Boy, Tarkenton can still move. He can still scramble.
Oh, yes. Toomey almost got him for a safety. Our producer, Robert Stenner. Our director, Tony Werner. Salute those men who brought the telecast to you. Wally Miller, our associate producer. Managing field editor Brooks Graham. Technical director Jay Fairman. Audio Mark Radulovich. To Dr. Robert Woods, who kept stats for us today. 27-20 in favor of Oakland. Parkman has 42 seconds left from his own 26. Francis throwing over the head of Sammy White and dropping untouched. White would have had to be about 10 feet tall to get to that one. So 36 seconds left with Oakland leading Minnesota 27-20. Green Bay had 1 minute left and they were losing. For those folks who had been watching the Ram-Green Bay game, and you saw the final 31-14 Los Angeles, Green Bay falls out of the picture. The Eagles will play in Atlanta. The pregame show on the 24th at noon Eastern time. The game at 12:30. And the Vikings, even though they are losing, John Matusik and Ron Yeri have a little shoving match. The Vikings, even though they will lose to Oakland, will have won the division.
Yeah. You know, here
Tarkin is saying, hey, Matusik was picking on my man. But the penalty will be against Minnesota.
Jim, you want one defensive back.
Ball start, number 73, offense.
Extra deep. You don't want to give him a touchdown. See, you don't want to give him anything cheap. So you have one guy stationed 30, 40 yards downfield so he can play the ball on either side.
Well, that's exactly what Oakland is doing right now.
And that fella is Jack Tatum, who is way back on his own 45. Tarkinen scrambling to the very end, and Toomey has him, and down he goes. Toomey finally got him, and he's been after him all day. Toomey almost sacked him in the end zone, and finally Pat, 9 years out of Vanderbilt, got his meat hooks on him and dropped him inside the 5.
He stayed outside as Tarkenton went to his right. Toomey kept the correct angle, so Tarkenton couldn't come back.
So now time and downs are running out. It's 4th down as Tarkinen looking desperately and throws it to Tucker, to the 15, to the 20, down by Davis at the 27-yard line. That's not enough for a first down. As soon as this game is over, we will join 60 Minutes, which is in progress. And remember, 60 Minutes will be seen on the West Coast at its regular time. We have 4 seconds left to go. And in the East, 60 Minutes has just come on the air.
They got the downs mixed up, Benny. It's 4th. See? They didn't pick up the first down. They got the downs mixed up. See?
The Vikings should be off the field. It should be Oakland's ball because it was 4th down when Tarkinen passed to Tucker and he did not get the first down. So Minnesota will win and they will finish up with the football. With 4 seconds left to go, Oakland 27, Minnesota 20. Green Bay lost, Philadelphia won. Philadelphia plays in Atlanta, the wild card game on the 24th. Pre-game show at noon, game at 12:30. And Minnesota wins the Central Division. And David Humm will be well protected. Down he goes. And that will be it. The Raiders aren't going to the playoffs, but they finish their year on a high note as they defeat Minnesota. Now, final score, Oakland 27, Minnesota 20. For George Allen and Jim Brown, this is Ben Scully wishing you a very Merry Christmas, reminding you of the playoff game, Philadelphia and Atlanta, 12 o'clock pregame, 12:30 game time next Sunday, Eastern time. And with all of that, wishing you all a very pleasant goodbye from Oakland. The NFL on CBS, a presentation of CBS Sports.
This is CBS.